Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. You will make it somehow. Let us take a familiar text from the Bible and encourage our spirits today. Why, Clyde? You see, my friend, this is the best of times and the most challenging of times. I don't know much about the world of finances, but we started this week with the stock markets all over the world having a huge plunge, and the experts suspect that a recession is near. That is so encouraging. Not. We got through the COVID pandemic and we lost millions of people, but thank God we're still here, but not without another round of danger around the corner. Right now, the eastern section of the United States is being battered by a storm that is barely a Category 1, but boy, does she carry a lot of wind and rain. In one day, she has taken 4 lives, including a kid who was sleeping in his mobile home when a tree fell on top of the house. There are wars between nations, persecutions against Christians, the morality war that we seem to be losing to liberal ideations. Why am I saying this? Let's hear what Jesus has to say. One of the things he told his disciples, men who believed in him, that there is coming a time when you will weep and mourn while the world rejoices. You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. John 16 and verse 20. That is hard to hear coming from Jesus. But listen, he said this in context. Because you're God's children, you're going to have some tough times. Let's talk about some of those tough times. Ever find yourself when it seems like God is not there, when you are going through some tough times? For some of us, it's the financial struggle. You pay your tithes and offerings at church on time. You go to church, rain or shine. You fast and pray regularly. So explain to me why God is not answering my prayer for a better paying job. And yet I see some non-Christians just moving up the salary ladder at a rapid rate. Oh, the car is barely making it. I am behind in my rent. I can barely afford groceries for my family. So I swallow my pride and I go to a food bank across town each Thursday morning so I won't run into anyone from my church. Oh, the summer holidays are over and I have to join a charity line to get some school supplies for the kids as they get ready to go back to school. Shall I tell you more of my woes? And I'm not living in sin. Let's talk to someone who seems to have it all together, but the troubles are mounting. He's married and together he and his wife have 4 kids, and several months ago he lost his job. It's been a struggle. His wife has had to pick up a second job, and you have to transport the kids, people around town during the days when the kids are in school, rush home to do dinner and help the kids with their homework. With only one adult working a consistent job, there is no summer vacation for your kids, so you devise a plan for them to visit one set of grandparents for a week and the other set sometime later. Your wife is barely making it, but the family needs the money. You're too polite to admit to your church friends, but sometimes you feel like walking away from the faith. And how about the youngster? Actively involved in church, and she has to drop out of college because she's been failing, and with it she's lost her scholarship. Now her hopes of becoming a doctor have been dashed to pieces. Is this what Christianity is about? Each of these persons and so many other Christians face tough times. So let us turn to the Bible once more and hear what Jesus has to say. Mind you, don't expect to hear some magical words that tell you to snap your fingers and everything will get better instantly. Instead, Jesus speaks a sobering word. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16 verse 33. You're getting ready to cry because this is not what you wanted to hear from Jesus. But listen again. He says, in this world you will have trouble. God is not in the business of insulating his children from troubles. But why? Why do we have to have trouble? Isn't that why we came to Jesus in the first place? Because he would make our yoke easy and our burdens light? Didn't he say he will never leave us nor forsake us? So explain to me why the troubles and difficulties in my life. It doesn't make any sense. Remember what he said in an earlier quote, that while you are weeping and mourning, while you are feeling abandoned and your friends who are not Christians, they drive fancy cars, they go on great vacations, they live in a swanky house while you are struggling on a daily basis. Surely there has to be more to Christianity than what I'm going through. There are the broken marriages. You lost your home to foreclosure, dealing with a terrible medical issue, death of a parent, and you could hardly help with the funeral expenses. Don't shake your head just yet. Jesus is not done talking. You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. Is that a promise? I need to hear that, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for telling me that line in the sermon yesterday at church. I'm beginning to feel good that the sun will shine again. Keep talking, Jesus. He says, take heart, I have overcome the world. What? Do you mean that all of this is no surprise to you because you are bigger than the worst trouble we experience in this world? Let me hear that last line again, Jesus. Take heart, I have overcome the world. So chill out, my friend. Take heart. Jesus has got this. Jesus has got your back. One day the sun will come up like any other day, but there might be a letter in the mail, a phone call from your former boss, a check from the government for money they owed you. You are offered a better house for less than the previous one. A friend offers you a good car that she no longer needs, and on it goes, as Jesus, the one who has overcome the world, has engineered the world's system to give you immeasurably more than all we could ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3 and verse 20. My friend, one of these days, not long from now, Jesus will light up your world, turn your troubles to rejoicing, convert your mourning into dancing, answer your prayers in extravagant ways. I guarantee you that you won't have enough words to express your gratitude to God. Just when you think you cannot bear it any longer, your God supplies your needs. Philippians 4 and verse 19. He will break through the wall that divides you from your blessings. Keep trusting, keep praying, keep believing. You will make it somehow by the grace of God.